Wewe ni Mungu mwaminifu siku zote. It is yet another very beautiful day that I welcome you to a special edition. And this one here has my mind all over the place because it is very exciting and I do not know where to start from. But of course I have to start from somewhere. So I thank you for your viewership. And without wasting your time, I want to introduce a Mabati house. And we are going to take a trip inside so that you see the interiors. It is wonderfully done. Wonderfully done. And if I can take a snoop of the neighborhood, you can see it is a very lively, serene and calm neighborhood. There's also another Mabati house there. So I guess you can read my mind. You know what is on my mind right now is that majority of individuals are now shifting from rental houses to owning their own homes. And it does not matter if they're Mabati houses or what, as long as they're habitable. Like this one here is a very beautiful habitable version that I will now welcome you so that you get to see how it is. Karibu. There's a tap with running water. Finishing those ones, I don't know what they're called. There's this door. So we are right inside. This is one of the bedrooms. As you can see, it is nicely done. The finishing is here. You can see the walls are lined with plywood and they're looking very, I think it is a good workmanship because I can see the edges are very nicely done. Of course, there's this kind of ceiling. I don't know what it's called. Menda inje. PVC ama. Then there's very modernized lighting. As you can see, there's the main window there. A very huge one that lets in light in a very nice way. And of course, you can see it is almost being occupied. There are beds here. Look at the door. The door closes just like any other. Plus there's a key here. Yeah. There's the floor. The owner is planning to put tiles. This is still under construction. Then we move on to the next bedroom. This is bedroom number 2. The wall is here because this bedroom shares a wall with the WC area, and then the rest of it is lined with plywood. There are 2 windows in here. There is that one and this one. Also good workmanship. You can see the kind of metal has been used for the window is really nice and strong. Yeah, so it opens up that way. The only pending thing is windows. The second window, of course, the door, and then the partitioning. The partitioning is bricks and of course finishing with mirror. Then we move on to this is the adjoining room, and there's a sink here so that all the people coming from this room and this other room of course can use this sink after they use the toilet. So the toilet is one area that I want to show you. It is really nicely done. I was first in shock when I saw this. See, the wall is just an ordinary wall like you'd find in a permanent house. And then there's that. Hey. A bit of poor lighting, but then there's the shower, plus there's provision for hot water, as you can see. Provision for hot water. So now we are moving on to the master bedroom. As you can see, 2 huge windows, very spacious, finishing nicely done. You can see the edges, and then there's this type of ceiling board. I don't know the name, maybe it's PVC. Modern lighting, good security. As you can see, the windows are really strong and nice. So that is it. Then of course lighting, in case you are in bed and you don't want to leave it, then you want to switch off the light, there is that provision over there. A beautiful, beautiful door with a nice fancy looking lock. Let's close the door and see how it looks like with the door closed. So as I was telling you, there's this partitioning that is shared with the WC area, and it is purely brick from top to bottom because of I think water. Yeah, so that protects the wall. And finally you get into the sitting room come living room. It is very spacious and huge with very good lighting. Of course there's that section where it is a small window that adjoins the kitchen into the dining area, and then possibly the living area over there, because I can see switches on the wall, meaning if there should be any electronics then they'll be connected from this area. Wiring and electrical works already done. You can see the light is up there, a fancy looking one, plus the same kind of ceiling board we've been seeing in the other rooms. The door adjoining to the kitchen and the other corridors. Yeah, of course workmanship still ongoing. As you can see, there are a lot of materials on the floor, but I guess you can see exactly what I'm also seeing. The window nicely done. Of course there's this portion here where in case there's need to put the curtain rods, as the owner says, they'll be put over here and here. And then a similar looking window that seems very strong and nice to me. And finally you get to see the owner of this wonderful home, and we'll have a little chit chat with her so that she tells us her experience, and especially now that she's looking forward to getting into this home that she's worked so hard for. So Judy, karibu. A lot of talking on the channel. I'm really sweating, don't mind my face. Karibu to the channel.
Yeah, thank you very much. Welcome to our home.
Asante.
This is our humble home, though we've not come in, but this is where we aim at.
Amen. 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 You've worked so hard.
Thank you.
I'm really inspired, and truthfully, not even for the camera, I'm feeling really inspired and blessed that you gave me this chance to come and experience your home.
Thank you, and you're welcome. Yeah.
So how has your journey been, and what inspired you to construct such a beautiful home in a very short span of time?
I think it's just something that came up. Then I was thinking about this issue of rent. So that's why you can see what I've just put up is just a Mabati house.
It's just a Mabati.
Yeah, it's just a Mabati house.
It's a wonderful house. You don't call it just a Mabati house.
But I'm contented with it.
You are contented.
Yes, I'm contented with
Amen.
it. Yeah. Personally, I'm someone who wants to do my own things.
Yeah.
Most of these things you can't do them in rental houses.
That is true.
Because there are so many issues that are limiting you to it. So if you can see this place, like I wanted where I can have my maybe some small economical economical activities.
Yes.
I need kwenye nitaingia kwa shamba yangu nilime mboga. Nilime mboga, nitoe hii, niweke hii, niweke variety. You see? So that is why I wanted somewhere where maybe I can have my small farming and such kind of stuff. Yeah, so I don't have to go and buy everything. So those are some of the things that inspired me that I needed to have my place.
For sure.
Because I have vegetables, so I can just go to my shamba, pluck my veggies, come and cook.
I'm sure, yeah, I get the point.
Yes,
and that is a brilliant point. I've even captured some bit of vegetables at that corner. I'm sure my viewers will see it at some point in the video.
Okay.
So tell us your journey. What can you tell someone who is in a similar position like yourself? Someone who really wants to own their own space, and they're afraid of doing it because, number one, there's a bit of judgment when someone hears, you are getting into a Mabati house. What can you tell someone based on your journey from when you incepted this idea to now you are executing it and almost coming into the house?
Yeah, what I can say, first thing is knowing what you want. Trusting in yourself.
Yes.
Don't let somebody decide for you. If you want to do something, go for it. For example, me, I wanted to have my own house.
Okay.
No matter how it will be, but having my own house from my own sweat.
Sure.
So, like, because if you want to listen to people, there are so many discouragements. Some people come and tell you, why did you decide just to put a Mabati instead of a permanent house? The money that if you spent here is even more than if you could have started a permanent house.
Is that so?
Yeah, people say that.
Okay.
I'm not so sure how true that is, but that's what people say. Actually, people say like, why did you decide just to come up with such a building? All the money that you've spent here, if you wanted a permanent house, probably you couldn't have finished, but you could be having a permanent house. Yes.
So how did you envision this project? In terms of inception, did you have everything in your mind? Like someone wants to start, and right now we are sitting here, they are seeing the final product. So how do they put it in their mind that this is something they can do?
Actually, the building you're seeing here, I fumbled. There was nothing like I had a plan, like I went and bought a plan from somewhere or anything. I sat down, I said I want to take this amount of money. The house I want is 3-bedroom house. I want it a Mabati, but I want it a modern house. I need to come here with my comfort. So by then I had to draw some plans. I plan, I draw, this one doesn't fit me. I go for another one. Then my hubby was also
plan
there.
In terms of
on how you want that house to look like.
Yeah,
I think that is what I call. I'm not an architect, so I'm not so sure how it should be called. But to me, I'm seeing like it is a plan, a house plan.
Yeah. Okay.
So he told me just do everything you can, then I'll support you where I can, but I'll come back, we talk. So we drew, then one of my colleagues gave me a fully. Because a fully he had known. So I was just drawing, then my brother tells me this is wrong. So if you look inside, you can see some kind of stands or some trees cut halfway.
Yeah.
That is because sometimes they had put the whole building up. Then when I look at it,
it doesn't work for you.
Yes, it doesn't work. So they had to do some renovation. Is it remodeling?
Yeah. Something
of the sort to suit what I want.
Okay.
One drops here.
Yes.
Then I have some here. I think here. So here, this is where I'm going to have my gas.
Yes.
And my fridge.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I can see already
you can see
that
fixed
on the wall.
Yes.
Please call me when you're done with the finishing.
I will.
So that we can convince people that these things are workable.
Yes. So this is another bedroom.
One of the bedrooms?
One of the bedrooms.
Yes.
You see, someone, I just came with this because
we are actually getting ready. We are getting ready to move in.
We are ready to move in. So you see, I'm done even the lighting.
Yeah,
these are known as panel.
Yeah.
Yes, these are panel lights.
And this kind of ceiling?
This is known as the PVC. I used to PVC.
Okay.
Yes.
What is the advantage?
It really blows.
Oh.
So that is the advantage that we have about this.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was getting advice. I told you I went for which works best.
They seem quite costly, if I may say.
Yes, they're costly. They're costly.
But it lasts for longer.
It lasts for long.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us something about the door.
These are just flash doors. Very simple. These are just flash doors. You know, I told you this is my Mabati. To someone is my Mabati house, but to me it's not a Mabati
There are
house.
some people who are really feeling uncomfortable about having such fancy things in a Mabati house. See, you just said that.
That's why I said this.
To each
It
their
is
own.
something that is satisfying me.
Yes.
And I didn't want to go for like you tell me like I want this, the other flash doors and so on. I wanted something that will satisfy me.
Sure.
So if you look at these lots, this can tell you this is what I wanted.
Okay.
Yeah. For example, this one.
Yeah, I noticed it.
Yes.
I noticed the one in the master bedroom.
This one and
It's
the
quite
master
something.
bedroom. Yes.
So they don't come with the doors?
No, they don't.
You buy them
when
separately?
You go, you buy them separately, but they are meant for these doors.
Okay.
Yes.
Hiya, we are still on going with the tour. Now we are moving on to the master bedroom. Come with us.
Yes. So this is my master bedroom.
Yes.
You can see it's just a hall. It has no wardrobes. But I want to have a temporary one.
Let me stand this way because of light.
Yes. Yeah, I'm planning. You see, this is a wall.
Yeah.
This is a permanent wall because I have my toilet on the other side.
Sure.
And I couldn't wish to put a toilet maybe on.
Yeah, it will get eaten over time.
Yes.
And coming into contact with water. This was very thoughtful.
So, yes.
You saw it somewhere else. It was just your own invention.
Yeah, during my benchmarking.
Okay.
Yes, that's when I came across.
Very thoughtful.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Anything else about your master bedroom?
So
up and down. Aside from the kitchen, this is the next place that is dear to a woman's heart.
You need to have it comfortable, like you need to have your switch time here.
So
yes. So it's not something that I was given, it's something that I sat down. The back of my mind, what was there is, I need a 3-bedroom house.
Okay.
I need a house with a dining and sitting. A space that can fit the two.
Okay.
I need a spacious kitchen and I need this house, despite the fact of being a Mabati, I need it to be self-contained.
Okay.
So these are and I need a kitchen so I don't need to go and wash utensils outside.
Outside.
I need a running water in that house.
Okay.
So those are the things that I was considering.
So now that you've mentioned there's a group of people that would want to discourage you and tell you, you were constructing a Mabati house and you could have done a similar thing and get a permanent building. Did you sit down and compare the rates in terms of how much you could have spent if you wanted a brick house from down? I
sat and compared what I know. Buying land and putting up a building, if I was to put a permanent house, I couldn't have gotten to where I am. Because I'm already planning to move in.
That one you are sure of?
I'm sure of.
You feel like it would not have been possible?
Couldn't have worked for me. It couldn't have worked for me. And then, I didn't want to... at the same time, I took a bigger space. Such that I have this house at my own comfort. If I have that chance, if I have that opportunity of getting more funds, then you see I have some space where I can start.
Of course, I've seen a lot of space all the way.
Yes. So here now there is no rush. There is no hurry. I'll just do it at my own comfort. So at my own time, like if I want to bring in building materials, then now I put a house to my own satisfaction. Despite the fact, by the way, as you see this is my Mabati house, I'm satisfied. I'm contented.
And I feel like that is the most important thing when you're doing something.
Yes.
So Judy, being that you mentioned that your husband is away and most of the things you've been overseeing them yourself, and considering that you're a woman, will not pretend.
Yes.
There are some challenges you can say you've met as a woman in your capacity handling, for example, bringing construction materials over, or in any other sector that you may have had experience with.
A lot of them.
Okay.
Actually, to my side is like, to some extent I can say it's like challenges were overweighing the benefits. Because like people take advantage of you when you are a woman. More especially when you're going to purchase materials. You need to go and buy materials by yourself. Don't give someone to buy for you the materials. So the quotation that I was given by the fundis was different from what I
found on the ground.
Yes. Yes. Like everything was overquoted.
Okay. So you feel like if they were giving quotation to someone else who is a male counterpart, the quotations would have been much
cheaper
better?
Because most of them believed like as a woman, whatever they could tell me is what I could.
They feel women are ignorant in this sector.
Like you don't go doing it anything. But now from the advice I had from my husband, or from the instructions that he gave me, he told me never let them buy anything. If you think like you can't buy anything, just leave them, and when I come over the weekend,
You
we'll
look
go and
into
purchase.
it.
Yes, I'll look
So
into it.
the difference will come up to what margin? Up to what?
It is a lot
percentage?
of money because,
Okay.
for example, when you are when you are buying timber, normally they measure them in feet. So somebody, for example, tells you when you're going to buy 3 by 2, a feet goes at 38 shillings.
Okay.
When I go buying myself, I buy it at 20 bob. That is 18
shillings different per foot.
Per foot. And then now, if you because I've used, I think, more than 3,000. If you have that 18 alone times 3,000.
Yeah, that is a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. That is just a 3 by 2. When I come 2 by 2, somebody tells you it is 28 shillings. When you go to the ground, you find someone who's selling at 15 shillings.
Okay.
You see, that is something like more than 10 shillings.
Yeah.
So then that one you also had like more than 2,000.
Okay.
So if you get this calculation, it is just like you've saved a lot.
So now you realized early enough, and then you are able to curb those areas.
Yes.
You didn't go into
Yes.
losses in those
Yes,
sectors.
we also did some benchmarking for those who've already built such houses. So they give you advice. They tell you, like, when you want to do this, 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Don't the do's and don'ts.
Okay.
So I was given the do's and don'ts, which I worked on.
Okay.
Yes.
And you feel they worked to your
They
favor?
worked. They were, as much as it was not to perfection, but it worked.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, still is.
By 32.
Yeah. So this is now my, I don't know if to say the back door balcony.
Yes.
Because this is my kitchen. So this is my balcony. You know, I'm going to have a grill here.
On top of this slab.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's going to be just to go up,
All the way.
all the way up.
For security reasons?
Yeah, for security reasons.
Beautification.
Not even for beautification. There is a lot that I can do within this
I
space.
know. Plus, I was
As a
loving
woman.
this space already. I've even sat here and done the introduction from here.
Yes.
So now this one will go.
This one will go.
But you can put provision
I
with
have
chairs.
I have so many things I can do here. You know, I have some maca. Sometimes I can cook here when I'm
storage.
using Jiko.
Yes.
You know, sometimes I can have things that I want to put here.
That is it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, when I come here now, this is my water. Don't mind about this. I was just trying to shield the patio.
Plus, this place is under construction. We don't care about
Yeah, we don't
quality.
care about that. So this is my meter.
Yes.
Yes.
Then
So
your tap.
yeah, that is my tab.
Vile. Na unakaa mrembo. Aki. Unacheka.
This is like
Water.
Yes.
Water, guys.
Yes.
Water.
There's
So,
already
then another question. Considering that you even mentioned it yourself, we are living under tough economic times. So do you feel like building a house at this time, even though it is a Mabati house, like you are saying, someone would think it is affordable, yeah? Do you think that building a house in such an era is more expensive than if you would have done it at any other time, especially in the past?
seriously.
You are buying materials at inflated rates?
Yes, like everything is different. Because I told you I went for benchmarking. The prices that those people got at that time when they are building those houses is much more different than what I'm getting right now.
Okay.
Some of the things are like double the price that they have. That is on the price that they bought those things at that time.
But there's no regret because
I don't regret.
Yeah.
I don't regret. Now my issue is that time when I just come in, I've now settled in my own house. You know, there is that feeling you are in your own house.
Okay.
Sometimes even if you get something, even if it was just to be a skeleton, that's why nasema ni kujiamini. What do I want in life? This is what I want, and that is it. Go for that.
So, for how long had you been nursing this idea? Because you've executed it very fast. Is it something that you've nursed for a long time and then now you started to execute it and you did it as fast as you could?
No. It is something like I planned for this thing in July.
Before that, you had never dreamed about
moving
out
I had dreamt of moving out of a rental house, but not any soon. But now it hit me. You know, there are some things that landlords can do to you, and then you feel like,
which
my God.
I wish I one thing. The landlord is watching.
No, Actually, me personally, I have a very good landlord.
Okay.
I have a very good landlord, but I have seen even what neighbors go through. But personally, I was blessed. I've stayed in that house for a very long time. He's a very good landlord.
Okay.
So, and he knows.
Okay.
By the way, we relate so well, so that is Sumbwana. But
That was on a light note.
yes, it was on a light note. My friend, let me tell you, if anything happens, unajua kuna pia misukuma ya maisha, then upate kuna landlords uchelewe na rent kidogo. You come and find a padlock.
Yeah. You are saying where you unasema padlock. There is a time I saw a rental house.
Some they move doors.
Now some they weld that area. Me, this one I saw with my own eyes. People have gone for work in the morning. Then you come in the evening, you put a key on the padlock and it is not opening.
Yes.
Then you will start wondering, is this not the right key? Eventually you realize the landlord sent people and they is it welding or what? They fix the door onto the other side so that it doesn't open.
So you see, such kind of stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
Very inspiring. So one last word to someone who wants to follow the same road like yourself.
Yes. What I can say.
Is it workable? Is it something that someone can work towards?
This thing, once you believe in yourself, first thing. Don't go with what people say. The hearsay sometimes can destroy your vision. So go for what you want.
Okay.
If you feel like this thing will work for me, let it work for you, not for someone else.
Sure.
Yes, to stay.
You're the vision bearer.
I'm the vision bearer. I make my own decisions. You know, you can only come advise me.
Yeah.
I'll take the advice.
That
You are
is
there to advise me, but you can't decide for me.
Okay.
Yes.
I love how directional you sound and purposeful. Then another thing before we forget, the biodigester.
Yes.
Yes.
I've told you I did benchmarking. If you look at this soil, is a clay soil. So some of them were telling me when they constructed, how do you call them?
The septic tank.
Septic tanks. When it comes to rain season, if it rains too much, always go for an exhaust. That was it was not optional.
Okay.
You had to be just taking exhausters now and then. So they were telling me in the first years when they didn't know about the biodigester, every now and then when it comes to rain season, they had to take a exhauster.
Okay.
So after that, they also went for benchmarking to other people who had done before them. They found one guy who was in the same problem, but someone advised him that go for a biodigester. It is never full, you never use an exhaust.
Okay.
So that guy told me it is now 4 years. He has never had any problem with that biodigester.
Okay. So
that's when I said, like, why should I go for a septic tank? Then I again go back. I want to bring exhausters. And sometimes that pollution of the environment, like maybe you want overfilling, you know. So I didn't want to get to that level. So I decided to take like measures myself.
Okay. So you seemingly before you started this project,
Actually I started with the biodigester.
Yeah. Yes. And looks like you did a lot of consultation before you set yourself to start.
Yes.
Okay. So if someone has funds on the ground, how long does it take to put the foundation, for example? And how is the foundation done? Was it dug a bit? Ama it was just flood? I mean, a slab.
They dug, but it was so shallow. They dug, but it was so shallow.
Tell us about your plans about, you know, earlier it was raining and I saw a lot of water loss.
Yes, now here I need a tank. I need a tank because you can see this is a tuas for water.
Yes.
So I'll have the ridges. They call them
gutters.
Gutters. So I have the gutters all around. Then I need to have a tank there.
Over there.
Yes. When I have that tank there, I'll just have a pipe and I'll have it is tapped here.
Okay.
Because I want a central place where you can, even if you pour water, there is no that dampness. Yes.
So the intention of this slab over here is to make sure that people can wash
it doesn't
clothes.
flood. Yes, it doesn't.
Or,
You don't
or
have
it
water
doesn't.
everywhere.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Sawa sawa.
Yeah.
Aya, tell us about that
So,
thing.
This one, I'm planning to have a photosensitive light. I don't know if that's how they call them, but we have
Doesn't
these
matter.
flashlights that once you have the switches on, when there is light, they put themselves off.
The KPLC light, ama solar.
It's just a steamer too. It's not solar. It's a steamer too. But now you'll just leave the switches on, such that because it will put off itself and put on it.
It is sort of automatic.
It is automatic because remember it is on. But once there is light, it can't light.
Oh.
Yes. So it controls only the security.
And it's not solar related.
No.
Oh.
That's why it's only that's why this thing works. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, you are a Wonder Woman, Judy. I hope you realize that.
I've just heard it from you.
Really?
I didn't know.
You don't get people complimenting you about maybe how assertive
Nowadays, I
you are?
don't know if somebody is complimenting me or it's because. Yeah.
Okay, so Judy, Mimi, I'm very grateful that you welcomed me into your space. You know, I'm doing this. I'm not a guru in this already. Yeah, I'm just trying. I'm also trying to find my way. You welcomed me into your space and you've shared a lot with me. I don't take that lightly. So now I want to take this chance and ask you to speak to someone. Maybe a lady somewhere or a man somewhere who feels like they've wanted to move out of a rental house for so long, but they don't know how to do it. Just tell them one thing that can encourage them.
Believe in yourself. Get something that you're contented with. Be satisfied with whatever you're doing. That's what I can tell you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've heard from Judy. Judy is the owner of this wonderful home, and I do not need to add anything more than what she has said. I hope you've enjoyed the edition, and I hope you find inspiration from this, because that is the main objective of this channel. So until the next one, thank you for your viewership.
See you.
Bye. Asante Judy. Okay.